Let me start this video out by saying this is all new to me. Actually using a planting apparatus to put seed in the ground. So this is going to be a learning curve for me. I got this thing back the 1st of March and I have not used it yet till yesterday, actually putting some seed out. This is a Firminator G3. I think it's going to work pretty good. I actually made some test runs right here. I had it set on the next to the most aggressive on the gangs right there. I bumped it back to this one. This was the first pass that I made right there with it, just watching it. And then so I moved it back, and this is the first pass over here. This is with it, a little bit of it taken out. So what I did for prep work this time, I just sprayed everything. Well, I didn't spray this in. You see it's still kind of green down there, but I did spray that in. I sprayed all the fields. I'm not going to disc them up this year. I'm just going to use this thing to put the seed down, and we're going to see how it does. So yesterday at the house, I had the gangs completely straight on it, and where they were in line with it, and I just put out straight wheat is all I put out yesterday at the house, and some sprayed stuff, bush hog, and then I'll put this out. So now we're about to get real. This is what I'm putting out this year. It's the Buckbusters Premium Mix. This is everything it's got in it. It's got wheat, Elban rye. It's got a little bit of everything in it. Several types of rape, a couple clovers, chicory. We're gonna try this and see how it does. I'm gonna come back tomorrow and overseed it with or overcast it with fertilizer, 1313. I'm doing everything right this year. I'm not holding back any punches, and I'm putting some money in it. I've got enough fertilizer to put out about 150 pounds, 100 to 150 pounds of fertilizer an acre. I did GPS all of my fields this year, so I know exactly how many acres that I have to plant, which is very helpful because I always put out probably 10 times more seed than what I actually need. I was surprised yesterday when I planted a power line at my house how much less seed that I used, and ended up having to scoop seed out of the hopper before I came over here this morning to get started on this. This thing, just kind of explain to you how it works. Obviously, like I said, you can put bite into the gangs or take it out. Very simple to do. All you do is just pull this pin out. There's a cotter pin down there. Pull it out, and you easily move it either way. All you do is you look for your largest seed, whatever you got in the mix or whatever you're putting out. It's all listed right there, and it tells you what to set this handle to, which you see the red triangle down there. I got it set wide open right now because I was getting the rest of the weed out a while ago, and you just set it right there, and that's it, Bubba. You put it down and take off. Cultipacker on the back. The one option that I got on this thing when I ordered it, those are 18-inch cultipackers on it. It's very heavy too, by the way. That's the 6-foot model. I forget what this one weighs, but it ain't light. The 75 horsepower tractor handles it fine. No problem there. But it does have some weight to it, which is a good thing because it will allow it to hit the ground pretty good. So the reason I took a little bit of the angle out is you can see on the first pass I made when the tractor was idling, you see how it flipped this up on the side right here. I wasn't as crazy about it. You can see it down through there. I flipped it up. Looks pretty good. But then when I took one notch out of it, you can see the difference here on the sides, what it looks like. So I'm about to load the hopper up, and we're gonna take off planting and see how it does. You can engage or disengage the drive. It's on this side right here. You open this little cover right here, and you pop a pin out. It's just a twist, half turn pin, and when you do that, it unlocks this thing in here where it's not turning no more. So if you just want a disc, you know, you can angle it all the way frontwards and just cut with it if you want to. Or if you're going to cultipack with it, say you've already got something down, you want to just cultipack with it, you can angle that thing back that way where the discs are up off the ground, just cultipack, and then you're not running none of your stuff in there. So very well built thing. It's built down there in Milner, Georgia. They're about, I don't know, I think I paid about $8 grand for it or so, something like that. I can't remember exactly. They always say when you get what you want, and you're happy, you forget what you pay for it. It was around $8,000, I think is what it was, something like that. But for my use, and you can put anything in it too. Doesn't matter if it's, you can put it all in there. So anyhow, we're going to get busy. I'll be filming as I go along. This video is probably going to be pretty long, so yeah. All right, I'll be back. So it's 3 bags in there. He said it'd hold 4, and that's going to be about right. Alright, so there's one thing about this dude here. It's actually got a shank that comes down in the center. I didn't notice it when I was on the first fields up there, but when I got in a field over here that had more bare dirt in it, I noticed that in the middle, I was leaving about a 6 or 8 inch wide spot that wasn't getting, hit by the blades, and I knew that shank was in there, so I thought, I looked at it, you can adjust that shank up and down. So I had the right idea. I said, well, I'll come back here and drop that shank down 2 holes, and I did. That proved to be a huge mistake, because in the grass, when you get in a grassy spot, that grass wants to bind up here in the middle. You see how it's all hung up right there? So the only way you could run that shank down is if you were in like till type dirt and stuff. So what I'm fixing to do is I'm fixing to just take the bolts back out of it, because it's not, with it up, it's not doing anything anyhow. And I'm gonna take it off, just take it off right now, because I got to get done. I'm losing too much time and everything. So what it'll do is it'll get enough dirt in there that it'll lock the gangs down on the blades there where they won't turn. So I'm gonna pull it off. So there's a shank right there off. I'll put it back on later. I ain't got time to deal with it right now, because you see that pile of stuff came out right there. Ain't gonna work with it down. Let's get back rolling. Well, all in all, first run on it, I like it. Let's see. It's got a chunk. I knew I heard something up in there. It's a piece of wood. Other than that little snafu with that front shank up there, that was the the only, may not get that out. It may have to rot out right there. I don't know. You can see the end of it back here. That one, knew I could hear one loose. My two, that one's loose. I'll need to undo the lock and run that on down a little bit. Anywho, works great. The metering system on it, the way I got it set up and the way the bag is pretty dang accurate. I was kind of surprised at that by what I GPSed and what I used today on what the size of the fields. So yeah, it's gonna work. Like I said, I'll stick that shank back on, put it all the way back up at the top up there. Had something going on my top. The one, the blue one right there on that remote right there, the dang line just popped out of it. And I could not get it connected back up. I ain't bumped it with a hammer. All I did was I jumped off, swapped them down to my second set right there, and kept on getting up. So I'm going to take a look, see at that thing, see what's going on with it whenever I get back on. That's where the oil right there came from. But this is what it looks like when I've tracked on this a little bit. Let me go right here. This is what it looks like once you run it there, and I've got in that spot right there. Now at the house yesterday, when I planted just the bare wheat under the power line, I had it in the straight hole, so they were completely straight. So I'm anxious to see how that does there. That's kind of just a complete test on that. But that river shank would have been okay had there not been like where I sprayed it, and it wasn't, you know, it's still that grass on the ground. You just wanted to clump on it. It would have been fun as far as that goes. Simple to use, man. Just 3 grease fins on it. Got one there and one over there on the other side. And there's a fitting right here, right there. So yeah, I am just thankful we got some rain come in Thursday evening. Rain, just a good soaking rain, not heavy. Rain on up in the night, and then another heavy mist yesterday morning, which was Friday morning. Got the ground really nice, man, and everything. So it's just kind of, you know, it's just, you can see where it's kind of sticking. Good moisture in it. So it should be good enough to rock and roll now. So I'm finna grab up all my bags and throw them in the truck, and we're gonna head toward the house here. Hope y'all enjoyed that.